Hello, my name's Claire from Conscious Chemo. Welcome to this video. I want to talk about language around cancer, in particular, the words we commonly hear associated with it, such as fight, beat, and war. Very aggressive terminology, very masculine energy, very dominating, very destructive, and personally, I believe unhelpful. It's the conditioning that's been passed down, so it's very normal that we do use that language, but that's not the way I chose to see it. And when one of my friends messaged me to say, "You can fight this, Claire," and I just responded and said, "I'm a lover, not a fighter." Now, of course, people think I'm crazy. I had another friend and I told her I was loving my cancer because she said, "You can fight this, Claire, or you can beat this." I said, "Actually, I'm loving it and I'm going to let it go." And she looked at me literally like I had just turned into an egg. Couldn't believe it. And actually, now she says to me, "Claire, you still loving your cancer?" And I'm like, "Yep." And she's sort of said that it's changed her outlook on it as well. When you approach anything with love and kindness, then the fear, I think, can fall away. There's a sense of understanding, of integrating, of allowing, and that's helpful. It's healing. It's the antidote to stress and to fear. So really, these words, war, fight, they have been passed down through generations and then projected onto us, and then we're grown up with them, and they're all fear-inducing. Really, cancer is caused by cells that have come out of alignment, probably where we've been out of alignment through the way we've lived our lives. We haven't been aligned with our deepest, truest self, and that's reflected in our cells. So then we want to come back into alignment, and that's when people heal themselves naturally. That's what they've kind of done. But that is, there's a lot of work needed to be able to do that, which is why, that it doesn't always work. So I do feel like I'm more in my alignment than ever before. I've had spiritual realizations that I'm really deeply connected to my source. But I've also tuned into my inner being, and the guidance I've had is to cover myself. So that's why I'm taking this integrative approach. Also, it's because of the type of cancer I've got. So, I'm really taking on board all of the information, making my own decisions and feeling empowered within that. So the other thing I've done then is I've visualised love hearts coming out of my boob all the time. More at the beginning, I do that a lot. So just this idea of all you need is love, just turning it into love, turning it into kindness. And even if it's not doing anything, mentally it's projecting an image that's helpful. So it's only going to help by doing that. I'm not saying that visualising love hearts is going to cure the cancer, but it's part of the positive approach. I've also visualised packing it a suitcase and just letting it go. So lots of visual images, but to let it go, not harshly, but with kindness. And it's a little bit like parenting a child. In the olden days, if children were unruly, they would be whipped, there'd be punishment, be locked in rooms. And actually, modern day shows that that's very unhelpful. We want to get beneath the surface, find out why they're misbehaving, what conditioning have they had that's leading them to be like this. And I really see that being the same when looking at a cancer diagnosis. What's triggered it? What's brought my cells out of an alignment, and how can I bring them back? So I believe mine was more to do with stress and emotional trauma, which I've addressed through. I was already on the path, yoga, meditation, but I've met myself even more deeply, which is actually a positive thing that's come out of this diagnosis. Journey therapy has been very beneficial for me. I had a couple of counselling sessions with a spiritual counsellor that I'd already seen during my divorce. More meditation than ever before, yoga nidras, really gone on an inner journey and feel more liberated and free than ever before, more in my alignment. So I know that that's healing and that's beneficial for the cancer. I've also done a lot of medical intervention as well, and that feels right for me. So there's a sense of empowerment around looking at dealing with all the layers, the physical, the breath, the mind, the emotions, and then our deepest, truest self. So I took the decision to understand where my cancer had come from, what felt right for me, and then, you know, gently, gently nurture. During my chemotherapy, I would visualize the cancerous cells going, but I would protect my good cells. I'd visualize the cells growing back really healthy, really well, shine light into my body. Might sound a little bit wacky for some, but it really made me feel good, if nothing else. And if you feel good, then you are sending positivity into your body, and that is affecting your hormones, your blood pressure, your heart rate, your breath, your breathing, your whole functionality. So mindset for me has probably been, I think, more of a player than nutrition, which is talked about a lot. And I think if you've got a clear mind, you're going to make wiser choices when it comes to nutrition. Vice versa, I think the cleaner your diet, the clearer your mind as well. They are inextricably linked. But I kind of hope this helps to reframe the language around cancer to help in turn reduce the fear. Fear is stress inducing. It's going to trigger the stress response, and it's going to do the opposite. It's going to affect the hormones and the adrenal glands and the heart rate and the blood pressure in the opposite way. So, let's observe, watch, and respond with some kindness and understanding. So I hope that's been a helpful reflection. Like and share this with whoever you feel may benefit. Head across to consciouschemo.com for more tips, ideas, and thoughts on how you might be able to navigate high dose chemotherapy and any cancer journey, and in fact any healing crisis with positivity and being able to enjoy life whilst you're going through it. I think that's been my biggest surprise, is that I've just had a fantastic year this year, and it's because I've been able to be present and drop the fear and reach acceptance early on, very early on. So I wish that for everybody else. I know we're all on different paths and we're all on different journeys, but it is possible. Take care, sending loads of light, loads of love. See you in the next video. Bye.